Friends, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So let us start our new topic, developing an ESG strategy, environmental social governance strategy. So what will be the steps associated in this whole process? Previously we have discussed what can be the components of an effective ESG strategy. So let us start the discussion of the systematic approach for developing the ESG strategy. So this involves a systematic approach to integrate sustainability principles into business practices. So here are certain steps to guide you through the process. First is leadership and commitment. In leadership and commitment, what we do, we secure buy-in and commitment from senior leadership to prioritize ESG considerations and allocate the resources for strategy development and implementation. Next is about stakeholder engagement. In the stakeholder engagement, what we do in this step, we identify and engage the key stakeholders, internal and external stakeholders, which will include employees, investors, customers, suppliers, communities, and NGOs as an example, and to understand their ESG priorities and priorities and expectations. In the third step, what we do, the materiality assessment, we conduct a materiality assessment to identify and prioritize the most significant ESG issues relevant to the business, relevant to the organizational operations, industry, and stakeholders. In the next step of the baseline assessment, what we do here, we assess the organization's current situation, current ESG performance and practices across environmental social governance dimensions to identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So basically SWOT analysis for and areas for improvement. The next is about the goal setting. Next step, goal setting. What we do, based on the materiality assessment and the baseline assessment, we set clear, measurable ESG goals and targets. So SMART goals and targets, keeping in mind the timeline and aligning with organizational mission, core values, and strategic objectives. In the next step of integration with the corporate strategy or business strategy, we integrate ESG considerations into the organization's overall business strategy, decision making processes, and risk management framework to drive sustainable value creation. The next step is about risk management. We identify, assess, and mitigate ESG related risks that could impact our organization's reputation, financial performance, and stakeholder relationships. The next step is about opportunity identification. In this step of opportunity identification, we identify the opportunities for innovations, for efficiency improvement, and the competitive advantage through ESG initiatives such as product innovations, cost savings, and market differentiations. The next is metrics and KPIs. We define the KPIs and metrics to track the progress towards ESG goals, to measure the performance and demonstrate the impact. In resource allocation step, we allocate the resources including financial, human, engineering resources, technical resources to support the implementation of ESG initiatives effectively. In the next step, governance and accountability, we set and establish clear governance structure, the roles and responsibilities, the accountabilities for overseeing the ESG strategy implementation, and monitoring progress and ensuring accountabilities. In the next step, engagement and communication, we engage with internal and external stakeholders to communicate the organizational ESG strategy based on the components what we have included and discussed so far. So we communicate the organizational ESG strategy, the progress and the performance with transparency and the effectiveness. And finally, we look forward to have the continuous improvement. So to have an established culture of continuous learning and improvement by regularly reviewing and refining the ESG strategy based on the feedback, performance data, and emerging trends. So by following these steps, what I explained above, organizations can develop a comprehensive ESG strategy, but integrating ESG and considerations into core business practices, which will be driving long-term value creation and positive impact for all the stakeholders. Thank you very much. We'll discuss next topic now.